Wow, I watched a lot of movies today. One of these I watched last night, but the rest of these, yeah, I watched today. What do we got here? One, two, three, six movies. No, two of these I watched last night, but let's get into those two, I guess. First up, I finished the Madagascar marathoning. Of course, I'm gonna watch the shorts, but the thing about the Madagascar shorts is they're all Christmas themed. You got the Madagascar penguins and Christmas caper, Merry Madagascar, and then we have Madly Madagascar, which is the Valentine's Day special. But the rest of these are all, holiday themes. So I'm not gonna watch any of them. I really love DreamWorks, but I think this is definitely one of the weaker franchises currently. Anyways, I know they're gonna make Boss Baby a franchise, so that sucks. But I was like, fine. I like Penguins of Madagascar. I remember seeing it when it came out. I know a lot of people didn't. It actually failed at the box office because DreamWorks to lay off a bunch of animators and closed down a lot of the parts of their company. And of course, that was also the failure of Mr. Peabody and Sherman that year, the film version of the show. And it really was sad. And yeah, it was really awful what happened. But I don't know. I don't get why it failed. It came out at the perfect time, Thanksgiving weekend. I don't remember any competition during that time. I don't know if it was the advertising or what. Penguins seemed like perfect characters to do a spinoff with, right? Because the show was really popular, ran on Nickelodeon for a while. It was actually really good, actually. I actually enjoyed that show quite a bit. You know what I mean? So I don't get why it failed. I don't like this movie as much as I used to like this film because it's really, really different from the other movies. And tonally it's a little weird, and there's like some forced character drama, and I don't really want to talk about it too much because there really isn't that much to say, but yeah, it just fell off from the other movies, but it was fine. These movies are all not very good, and I wouldn't recommend any of them, but some people have enjoyment of them, so I guess if you do, cool, but like, I don't know. They're just kind of, and I'm glad I rewatched them, I'm glad I own them, but it was just interesting revisiting them because it's such a weird franchise. But, yeah. Madagascar, everybody. Woo! Alright, let's talk about a good movie. Let's talk about a great movie. Superman Red Sun. I've always... Red Sun. Red Sun. I was meant to read the comic Red Sun. I've never done that, but basically what the point of that story is that Superman, what would happen if Superman was raised in Russia, right? What if that pod that crash landed here on Earth in America, instead of him being the big blue Boy Scout, he was a symbol for the Soviet Union? And it's an interesting question, and it has so many layers and themes to it. I don't even want to say what they are because this is a film that is so well written. It's so well animated. The comic, I definitely need to read after seeing this, but it is incredible. It is an incredible film. It has a lot to say, but even just, I don't know. I feel like I'd be spoiling stuff and not doing this film justice if I explained to you what this film is, what it's about. I gave you the kind of a gist of what it's about, but I would say just watch this movie. It is incredible. If you love Superman, and it's so interesting because, we think about Superman as a part of our pop culture Americana, right? Where, we literally call him the big blue Boy Scout of America, like a Boys of America type superhero. So it's really freaking interesting story and direction to take that character. But yeah. So now let's talk about another meh movie. Onward. I watched this in the theater, and I did a review on my main channel, and I still stand by most of the stuff I said in that review. I just think I like this film less. Number one, I watched listened to some reviews, and I was like, they all seem pretty hard on it. I was like, really? But then, like, one reviewer said that it should have been Jack Black who played Barley, the older brother, this character right here. And he was fantastically voiced. For me, I thought they were all really well voiced, but now I'm like watching on retrospect. I don't know if I still think that, but Jack Black definitely would have been better than Chris Pratt. I just felt like they hired some Marvel actors and they weren't very good. The movie was very boring this time in rewatch. It wasn't very interesting. I guess there was just something like, hey, this film was fun to watch the first time because I was seeing it for the first time, but now on rewatches it just doesn't work. And you just think about things that you probably shouldn't think about. But I even tried to record this video earlier, and I recorded the whole video without this movie, and I went, crap, I can't upload it. And I was like, because it was so forgettable that I had watched this movie. And that's really sad for a Pixar movie. Shrek. I will watch Shrek for the first time in about 6 years. It's crazy. Here's the thing. I love Shrek. I saw Shrek 3 in theaters. I saw Shrek 4 in theaters. I saw Puss in Boots in theaters. I was about, what? Shrek 2 came out in like 2004. Yeah, I was 1 year old when Shrek 2 came out, so I didn't see that. But I am a huge fan of the Shrek movies, but my family's only own these movies in DVD, and I don't watch movies in DVD quality unless that's the only way I can watch them, right? Like Crocodile Dundee has never been released to Blu-ray, so I own it on DVD, and that's how I watch it. So these were different. These were available on Blu-ray. I just finally got the opportunity to pick them up, and because I've been meaning to rewatch the Shrek franchise, I watched Shrek 1, and did not hold up as well as I thought it would, but I still thought it was fantastic. It was still a funny movie. The animation, of course, didn't hold up very well, but in terms of like the comedy, the story, it all worked okay. I just think Shrek 2 is just a funnier movie, just a way better movie, and I think that's what holds this film down. But I always like the backstory that the guy who made this hated Disney, and he made this movie to make fun of Disney, and it just makes it so much funnier when you rewatch it in that sense. Like Lord Farquaad being named after the F word, and being based off the president at Disney at the time. Hilarious stuff right there. It's so messed up, but it's also just really funny. Night at the Museum trilogy. That's right. We're revisiting the greatest trilogy of all time. Well, I guess we are not. I am, but I'm revisiting the greatest film trilogy of all time. Night at the Museum. So good this film is. Here's the thing. I've been on a Ben Stiller obsession lately. Okay, I watched Zoolander. I watched Secret Life of Walter Mitty lately. I bought Dodgeball. I still need to watch that movie. I watched the Madagascar movies. I'm obsessed with Ben Stiller right now. But yeah. So I watched, of course, the first Night at the Museum movie, which was fantastic, revisiting it, because I forgot about this. This was actually like $5 at my Best Buy, because these are actually going out of print, these trilogy collections of all the movies. No shock, because look at that little logo right there. You see that little logo? 20th Century Fox. Yeah, now that's the logo of Satan, because Disney owns it now, and Disney says, no, you gotta watch our films on Disney Plus. You can't own a copy of our movies anymore. We're gonna take them all out of print. So they're slowly doing that. And this was one of the ones that's going to go. And if you don't get it now, screw you. Disney hates you. And they're going. Now, I heard that on Disney Plus they are doing a Night at the Museum series, which actually seems like a good idea if you do it right. We'll have to see what they do. The first Night at the Museum overall, it was fun revisiting it, but just wasn't very good. I remember it being a lot more fun, but maybe it's just because I was younger, and I think revisiting it wasn't as fun. I think museum coming to life and all the exhibits and things coming to life is actually a really smart idea for a movie. It could lead to some really fun, great things. I feel like Ben Stiller's a little miscast in this movie. He can kind of do the fun excitement and be funny, but I don't know. I still like the movie. I remember 2 being better, so maybe I'll have to revisit 2. I also remember 3 being better than 2, so I don't know. Sonic the Hedgehog. That's right. Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I also rewatched this. I didn't like this movie as much as I did the first time. And I didn't even love it the first time. I was just like, yeah, it was okay. And I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that it's your generic family movie where there's a character from another world teaming up with this character. Except it works this time because the people actually gave a crap. Which, yeah, but it's just like when you rewatch it, it just doesn't work the same. And I think also the first time you watch is like the fact that it's as good as it is such a shock that you end up enjoying it more. But on second rewatches, just no, it didn't work the same. And I really found Jim Carrey freaking irritating in this movie. I really hate Jim Carrey in this movie. Didn't realize how much I did until I watched it a second time. But yeah, I really hated him in this movie. And then I revisited Jaws. This was actually fantastic revisiting this movie. This movie looked beautiful. It's, such a well-shot movie. Steven Spielberg, the cinematography, the music, the editing, everything about this film is so well done. It's incredible. I don't really need to go on about Jaws. I was just saying, hey, I watched it. Because it's one of the greatest films ever made. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing with your life? Go watch it now. I also watched King of the Hill, a couple episodes of that, and then I also watched a couple episodes of Star Trek, and that's all I have to say.